Okay, hey everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you, MoonShadow. Thank you, Pirates, Poets, and Scribes. I got it right this time, right? My dyslexia messes that up sometimes. I am the poet Harmony. I'm gonna do some original poetry for you. I have prints available of my poetry. Come see me after if you like what you hear. You can follow me on Facebook and YouTube, Eternal Harmony Studios. Trigger warning. I got a lot of mature themes here. Self-harm will come up, anger, depression, politics will be spoken. Leave now or forever hold your peace. This is called Consider the Pen. Now consider this, the curious case of the pen. Incognito, I consider it a win. Inconsequently, a deepened indifference depends. Perspective on lockdown, a pandemic again? So I open my mind to the heavens, to the sky. The divine smiles down upon me and delivers this pen, ordinarily uninteresting to the layman, or the lame man, as I like to call him. Boring boredom into the lame brains of yesteryear, but today, in the hands of Harmony, rewriting history. A device for joy, not divisive, but rather a decisive act of kindness. In kind follows a kind of kindred spirit in this, that is, that of a friend of a friend. And so I take this sword that is now my pen, I strike at the hearts and the minds of the souls of the dead. Remiss to say I would regret the end of this pen. A dry well will await, and until then, upon the writer's block will I rest my head. When my time is done and I retire this most lonely yet wholesome song, a somber note but to end upon would not befit my contemplative contemporaries and constituents. So perhaps on a brighter note, I sharpen my Sharpie on the whitest of paper with the bluest of ink striking like a saber. Everlasting this loving moment I savor. It's gushing, lusciously unobstructed, save for blinding lights by this lovely scene I have seen. What was once and maybe since a dream I dreamed, an act of kindness that befits a king, enough to fuel and fire the tears of the lost kingdoms inside my mind and heart's desire, enough to awe the world through unyielding shocks of dubstep lightning. Like a new apartment with plethoras of natural lighting, a most obscene gesture to an introvert, but in the right mood with the right lighting. For an ambivert like me, yes please and thank you. I'll have some more indeed to enjoy and play through. Thank you. That was Consider the Pen. Shout out to Nicole for inspiring that. This is called As Stars Collide. My father died a long time ago, his eyes wide open, his soul sewn closed. To God I wish to rest his weary soul. The clouds glow oh so dreary, grow also old. The sky is droll, dull, a sky what used to be so colorful. The dishes rot with fearsome mold. Let it be what must be, there will be blood. Murdered, plundered, downtown, down under the now would-be wooden bridge of Woodbridge. Drowned in bottles of red rum, he succumbed, a sucker punch from God, a sucker for love-drunk punch, spike and doused, dosed, a toast, frosty, stoked, stocked, locked, and loaded, barrels dripping in the irony of punch-drunk love. A listless, limitless, unbalanced fallacy. My father has been dead and gone for what seems like eons. Now numbness ensues, consumes the heart and soul, takes hold, makes molds of hollow emptiness inside a twisted shell. Not even the ocean's bell would survive the fell, ringing unsatiated insipidness into this mouth. A mouth filled to the brim with feeble dreams, seeds of worthless men, delusions of grandeur to gain the fervent, feverish favor of men like Lee, Clint, and Chuck, John Wayne, and them, screaming so loud as to not make a sound, as to never make a sound again. I miss my father. He has been gone a long, long while, and so to share his tale I will wail without fail. There once was a man named David, and of a woman named Deborah, whom David inseminated, came to be me, a babe named Derek. Though through periods of poetic objects waxing in abject circumstance did Derek abide by time, it hurt his chance to be free of the chains of chaos, blades cut, scars never to be removed, seared into the flesh, forever ruined, memories best left forgotten, never to be forgiven, blissful peace and ignorance forbidden, the God's own cruel fate's marionette. Oblivion awaits, remade, remastered, a special place, a cage placed just for him, a stage play most tragic, and remiss to say this. Derek walks off the deep end, watch as he dives in, never to meet the ground. Far from the shallow now, far from the hallowed grounds, close to the hollow rounds, closing in on the heart it sounds. Watch love collapse as stars collide. I become lost to space and time itself, same as my father, you see, for he died inside the day I killed myself. Thank you. That was As Stars Collide. I got one more for you. One sec. Okay. This one's called It Tolls for Me. I will pay my dues, a toll for troubled toils, or perhaps for pissing off all the royals. Got some flack last night after posting online. Rest in peace to the deceased, I said. And I'll say it again and again. Imagine that blasphemy, that tragedy when mercy makes you mad, and it is sad that many people are happy he's dead. I'll remember that in my darkest moments and my deepest dread. Apparently, I'm not far from home. And here's what people fail to comprehend. Who will be the one to murder me for speaking my mind, my truth? Truth be told, I told a lie. I said I'd rather die outside than be buried alive. At the time, I was already dead inside. The land of the free and the home of the brave. Since when? All I see is red, burning blue skies, and the souls of the dead, color-coded for your demise. I try to make room for you all to not pick a side. Until then, you both cast me aside. When will it be my turn to die for the cause? One last look of contrition for the cameras. I try to stay on even ground, level territory. You say I lack luster, no gusto, but I just want to tell my stories. I fight the good fight like a toy soldier, as green as money can buy, talking Toy Story. A few snakes in my boot, but only wrathful Uncle Sam's. His name's is written under my shoe. Maybe I should have climbed that corporate ladder. Oh, shoot. As I choke, grasp, clasp, and gasp for air, can't breathe from underneath Unc's boot. Kick me, shove a foot up my donkey's ass, and push me into the boot to boot, crushed underneath the red, white, and blue elephant in the room. Stars squished and squashed in squalor, wallow away, withering with all my government paydays, laid to waste, squandered, gushing, rushed away in a gust afraid, squalling, as a squall crushes my soul, kicked again while I am down, low, on the ground, although no longer on the down low. Insidious temperaments, temporarily tedious, tantrum teetering on the edge, detrimental, experimental, we the people, guinea pigs for the Department of War Pigs. As generals gather in their masses, exempt from expert opinions, except an extemporaneous expose, I exposed I'm gay, delighted with joy, until the court of public opinion bends me over, opens me up like an onion, peels my layers down around my ankles, until I am thrown to the wolves of the SS. No, I meant the HH. That's the White House. So I guess I'm just SHIT out of luck. Sucks, but what? Not like you give a fuck. It might be said that Uncle Samael himself holds the weapons of mass destruction, certainly the weapon of my destruction. His greasy, greedy, fatty finger floats above the button, sweating in excess to push down upon it. Mutually assured destruction, it's enough to make anyone mad. Spontaneous human combustion, conspiracy theories mirroring history in the making, reflecting the dark side of the moon. Here I stand in the flesh, no regrets as I prepare for liftoff to be launched up and fly to the heavens as I approach that great big gig in the sky. Call it a content conundrum, and I do drum the doldrums to the tune of a different beat, complete, replete, renewed with diminished and then replenished First, Second, Fourth, and Fifth Amendments. I just broke the fourth wall as I blast off and rocket y'all into the fourth dimension, and oh, did I forget to mention? Divisive words combine to divide dissected minds into reflective sessions like a professional congressional heckler or the unfathomable, unfashionable pro-fascism con man in the Oval Office, opening his opulent and ornery orifice, ordering unlawful assaults, search and seizures via victims of villains, these uncivilized, indecent DC civilians and disgruntled, disobedient Civil War dissident descendants descending upon the Capitol. And well, why not I? Shan't I be the next to die? Are you just as perplexed as I, all while crowds cheer for the dead, just like they used to do in the Colosseum? I just call 'em like I see 'em. Rome wasn't built in a day, but fire spreads quickly. And I'll say it takes way more than one gay and a day laborer to break down the walls of America, but we are already cracked more than the Liberty Bell. And as for little old despicable me, well, it's the American dream I shall never see, as this bell, it tolls for me. Thank you. That was It Tolls for Me. Thanks for your time and attention. I am the Poet Harmony. And up next, we have C. Jonathan Anderson.